Hey guys, day 12. Look who it is on my left here. She's smiling and excited and back from school. Coach Katie, we're so glad to have you here today.
Glad to be here. Alright guys, well I'm Katie. As a lovely Colin here has explained, I got started with Herbalife about 9 months ago. And the first thing I noticed, as I'm sure a lot of y'all have noticed with your 3-day trials, was my energy was through the roof. And something very recently that I was extremely proud of was that I made it through my first finals week, 0 energy drinks. My body was able to produce natural energy and really just get me through, and I didn't need or crave or crash at any point for an energy drink or anything like that. And speaking of that, you know, Colin here has a little something he'd like to talk to y'all about.
So that's Coach Katie's talking about, with that energy that your body's producing naturally. Here, part of the day we have is called lift off. And it's a great way, exactly. I mean, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I don't even have to explain it any further. But really, not really, guys. It's an amazing supplement to those of you guys who drink those high caffeine drinks, whether it be, you know, Monster, Red Bull, 5-hour energy, even something like that. That's not necessarily as healthy for you as you would like, but it gives you that temporary energy. This is going to give you a more natural energy with the vitamin B6, B12. It has guanina in it. It has a little bit of caffeine, but really the thing that Lift Off does that's so unique is it gives you like mental energy and clarity, and that's what it does for me. So it's perfect for you guys. I mean, especially if you're in school or something like that, when you go back and you're studying for those tests. Like this guy right here, I cannot not have a lift off on a day that I need to focus. Like, this is where it's at. So if you haven't asked your coach about it, I would highly recommend it. These two are going to lead the workouts today. Coach Katie's doing advanced. Coach Jared's doing beginner. Let's get into it. Alright guys, starting off the day with 20 squats. Beginners, you're going to use a chair. And you're just going to tap the butt back on the edge of the chair so you know you're not going to go anywhere. Advanced, arms straight up, perfect form, feet straight out in front of you.
If you want to
advanced,
change yourself,
hands up, intermediate, hands
if you
in the
want to
hips.
acquire something, if there's some goal that you want to reach, that is really not easy as some people will make us feel.
Don't let that chest come forward, make 90-degree angle with both legs.
Changing your behaviors, overcoming negative habits,
Back into
it's
squats.
challenging. It's hard. Always something. You will never ever have a problem-free moment in life. So how do we begin to nurture that hunger? What are the characteristics or the qualities of people that are hungry? What will it take for me to get some of the things that I want?
Advanced, hands straight up.
Being hungry for those
Hand on each
things.
leg.
Number one, you've got to work on yourself.
Both legs.
It's very important that you engage in an
Back
ongoing
into squats.
process to develop you. Spend more time on yourself than what you've been spending. Whatever you're doing, do it with everything that you have. Develop the habit of giving more than what you're paid for. Develop the habit
Side
of
lunges,
setting
so we're stepping
standards
out
that
to our
others
right,
will be measured by.
going back to the
Someone
center
said,
every
"Do not
single
go where the
time."
path
Again,
may lead,
advanced, hands
but
up,
go where
intermediate,
there's
in
no
the hip.
path
10. Here
and
we go.
leave a trail. If you get into the habit of just being mediocre, it will become a part of your consciousness. If you get in the habit of giving less than what you have it within you to give, it will begin to reflect itself in your personality. It will begin to damage you psychologically. And you don't want to be a part of that kind of self-destructive behavior. And so you want to set some high standards for yourself.
Left side,
Start
10,
living life with a
advanced, hands
sense
up,
of
beginner's
urgency
hands in the
and
hips.
using what we've got. Using ourselves up. Sharing what we brought into the universe to share. Because if we don't, nobody else will.
Sorry guys, that was a good warm-up. Now we're down on the mat.
Stop wasting
Starting the day off with push-ups, right hand in and right leg up. The jacket is coming off. Here we go.
Each day where our lives will take on a whole new meaning. It take on a whole new expression. Valuing each moment that we're blessed with.
Everything off the ground except for the belly button. Intermediate.
We become
Opposite arm, opposite
by
leg.
secondary activity. We spread ourselves too thin.
Alright guys, moving into hip raises. We got 25.
And we find ourselves doing
Advanced
all
and
kinds
beginners
of
are the
things
same.
and never ever have time to do those
raising
things
those
that
hips
we
up as high
need
as
to
you
do
can.
to
Here we
work
go.
on ourselves. And then there goes a second. There goes another
Really feel the
second. There
contraction
goes
at the
another
top.
second. And we can't stop and hold time.
Squeeze
And
the
before you
glutes.
know it, you wake up one day and you're behind
Guys,
your
staying in the
dreams
same
and your
position.
bills.
Coming
So
up,
decide that you're
right
gonna
leg
take
first.
some
We're doing
time to
hip
work on you,
raise
that
and
you deserve
extension.
that
Keeping
from
those hips
yourself,
up,
that your
drive the
life
knees.
deserves.
up to the top and kick that leg straight out. Perfect.
Because you are creating your own production.
10 on your right leg.
Would say, you are the star of your show.
Now we're switching over. Let's do 10 on the left. Drop down for a second. Come back up.
And you will determine whether your life is a smash, office hit, or flop. The next thing that begins to nurture that hunger,
beginners, you can drop down between reps.
You want to do it massively.
Advance. Everything off the ground except for the belly button. Intermediate. Opposite arm, opposite leg.
Most people give up on themselves easily. You know the
Alright guys, fire hydrants. We're doing 15 on each leg. Start with the right side.
It's hard to kill the human spirit. There's the power to hold on in spite of everything. The power to endure. This is the winner's quality. The hunger, the ability
you really want
to
to focus on coming straight out with that hip. Rotate the hip. Don't use the torso.
Part of being hungry when you've been defeated, it takes courage to start over again.
Everything off the ground except for the belly button.
Step into your fears. Somebody said, it was Winston Churchill, he said that courage is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. When you step into your
10
fears,
kickbacks. Each leg.
Continue to push yourself.
We're going to kick back and up.
We
go right leg first.
It will enable you to transcend yourself. If you don't develop
variation
the courage
is the same on this,
to do that which has been given you to do, and you spend a lot of time going around trying to convince other people, trying to get their approval, what will happen is that you will lose your nerve. And other people will convince you that what you're doing doesn't have any value. And you'll give up on your dream. When you're hungry, you don't care about the facts. You don't care about the odds.
Advance.
Doug
Everything
Williams,
off the ground except for the belly button. Intermediate.
Quarterback.
Opposite arm, opposite leg.
The Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl. Everybody was talking about Elway.
Finish off the day strong.
Doug Williams made a
14 push-ups. Left hand in, left leg up.
Said, how were you able, in spite of all of the negative publicity saying that you couldn't win, how did you do it? He said, I ignored my critics. I just didn't pay attention to them.
Give it up to the coach for the day, Coach Katie, Coach Jared. Awesome job.